particular discussion that we have with you today. And I'll just to start, Moses, what is your plan like about the politics that you've seen about in campus? What is the future of politics in campus, basically, to start with?
Okay, fine. As we speak, you realize that we are on campaign mode because yesterday we elected delegates, and of course we expect to elect SGC. That is Tuesday. And of course, I've seen a lot of political malundering, political confusion, to the extent that you ask yourself, then who wants what and how do they want it? And of course, you see, you had some debates in West Campus which never took place in main campus. And then you ask, but why must people run away from reality? You face people and tell them why you are running for particular seats. But then you see, if you look at the kind of politics played today, it is politics full of ethnicity, whereby the mobilization is based on ethnicity and the depths of one pocket. But I wish that we elect people based on the depth of their characters and, of course, the keenness of their mind, regardless of where they are coming from. Delegates were elected, and we are now asking them, cajoling them, and urging them that let them now bring on board people who are going to bring change in Moi University. We are using the so-called delegate system. 3 days to be exact, I was in Nairobi, where I led a team. We met the Prime Minister Ramola Odinga.
Yeah, actually, so
and I think you watched it.
Yeah.
Our main agenda with the Prime Minister was how can we be able to do away with this delegate system? We really want to go back to universal suffrage, where you elect people whom you know very well. And of course, he did well. He gave us 2 lawyers. We have Edwin Sifuna and Nelson Harvey. We'll be going to court to challenge this constitution so that we can be able to take power back to comrades. Yes.
So this constitution applies to Moi University and other universities in Kenya too?
It is a county-wide constitution because it was brought forth by the so-called Duale, who was trying to chase Babu away from campus politics. But then Babu went away, and now we are here suffering. So we really want to go back to universal suffrage and elect people whom we understand and know. You see, when I was running for Secretary for first time, I ran on universal suffrage, 1 man, 1 vote. But again, when I ran for the second time, it was this delegate system, so that I can tell you that I came in when already people knew me. But then today you'll get a chair whom you even don't know. A secretary whom you even don't know. And this is killing democracy in the institutions.
So it means if we don't change the constitution, then it means comrades are going to elect people they don't know, or they're not going to feel as if they've elected somebody.
Absolutely, because let me ask you a question. We are close to 50,000 students of Moi University across the country, and then 30 students will sit down and decide who becomes the chair of all these students. You see, it is far-fetched and unfathomable, so to speak.
Okay. And what if your plans failed in terms of going to seek for legal address in terms of changing the constitution? What is the plan now after that plan fails?
If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. So we stand for something. Because when we went to meet the Prime Minister, of course we have another meeting with the President on 27th of next month. So when he met the Prime Minister, we were moving toward the President, and then you can sit down and tell them, you see, we are youths, and when these guys are campaigning to get to offices, they say we are doing it for youths. So we are the youths now. So we tell the President that really we are the youths. Like last week you heard Amina Mohamed coming from the kitchen and saying that help defaulters should be arrested, and you ask a question, but who is this woman?
Talking about help.
Yes.
So what's the fate of the people who have not even got a job outside there? What's their fate?
Amina Mohamed is suffering from what I call messianic syndrome or complex. In fact, it's messianic syndrome. She thinks without her, she's the behemoth and the beacon of education in this country, which is a lie. Because if you look at it logically, and of course with the right with the right idea or the right mindset, there's no day you can wake up in the morning and say those who have defaulted in paying help should be arrested. And then you ask a question. See, when you are giving out help to a student, you are giving out help in the context that you will get job and repay. But then these people have not been paid. So that a country, just as Sakaja said, a country at war with its youth,
so that's
is cannibalizing itself, and which we can't allow that. And that is why I'm saying, if you give me a little latitude, I'm saying that we should run away from this compilation. Sit down and talk as Kenyans and as ourselves. Where did we go wrong? And when did the rain start beating us? Amina Mohamed is in a wrong docket, but she's a very beautiful woman.
Talking about the future that you have as Moses Tisa, what's your future plan in terms of let's say after the campus politics, what's your future plan and how do you think you'll go about it? Yeah.
As we speak, I'm still the Secretary General of KUSO, Kenya University Student Organization. And I'm there back, I think, June. So I'm still in office. Those who will be elected here will have to work under me. I'll have to, and of course, I didn't go for Secretary General of University because a good dancer leave the stage when you are still honored.
Okay.
So I couldn't run again. And I wanted to create space for those who are coming after me.
Okay.
I'll give them direction. I'm now out to give direction. I was in to lead.
Okay.
You see? As the Secretary of KUSO, we are still fighting for the interest of the comrades and for the interest of the youth. I have a job already in my county. I'm working in the office of the governor. A job I got, yes.
Yeah, that's good.
So which means I could not work in all the sectors. And of course, I also believe that 2022, all dreams are valid except wet dream.
Wet dreams.
Yeah.
So which position basically for 2022?
I've been talking about going for Senate, but people have been asking me, and these are the very people I'm going to lead, that please go and try MP. You see, but then this is what they are thinking. There's only one thing that they don't know. Moses Kajuang, who is the current senator of Wambe County, was a secretary of Moi University.
Yeah.
He came out of Moi University and became a senator. So Moses has got 24 hours a day. He has got two eyes and a brain like mine.
Okay.
So which means whatever I can do, I think I can do better.
Okay. There are those who have pictured you as maybe as the people's people. Like let's say you are let them say you are the man of the people in terms of mobilizing people when you come for mass action. But who are you? If they describe yourself as Moses Tisa, who is Moses Tisa?
That one is an idiosyncratic tendency of those who believe that for you to be a leader, you must have people who can back you up and do bad things. But then it is good. As a leader, you must have followers and you must have masses and they must believe in you. So I'm happy that when you say, like when I say something, people will listen to me. But that does not mean every leader. When you're a leader, you must know how to mobilize your people and your team. If today there was a problem in my university, like last week there was a problem in my university and I was not in. Now when I came in, my people heard me and they listened to me. It simply means they still have faith and trust in me. That is what we call leadership. So that I'm happy to do that. But again, I think they were talking about the context that when we had problem like strike, when lecturers went on strike, it took Moses Tisa to sit down with the Secretary of Owasu, Constant Wesonga, in Nairobi to end the strike. It took me again to go to the street and ask Amina to please wake up and do something that we really wanted to see. It took me to, of course, talk to community and give them hope. You see, that is how maybe they have viewed me. When there was problem of health, that Rangera was a joker in that office, I had to go to sit and ask Rangera, please, the money does not belong to your mom. And of course, after 1 or 2 days or so, we saw money coming to, money getting into, of course, our account. So it is something that it happens when people believe in you. And once they've believed in me, the ones I'm telling you, I'm happy. And just to finish on that point, the reason as to why this people believe in me is because I was elected based on meritocracy and competence. So that the blood of tribalism, which we know is thicker than the blood of Christ Jesus, did not decide or did not influence my election.
Yeah. So what should the government do in terms of creating employment for our young people? Because all of them, they live on the mentality of Serikali's idea. How should the government handle these young people who get out of the university thinking that they have the skill and they get outside there and they find there's no job for them? What should the government do in terms of creating the job? Because we find that we have the more expatriate in our country who are getting the jobs, not the young people that we have in our country.
If you ask me that question, the problem is not about the government. The problem is we, the youth. Do you know that we form the majority in this country? But then when we go to election, we elect people because they come from Kikuyu land, I come from Kikuyu. We elect because they come from Luna because I come from Luna. The election has never been on the ideologies that somebody is holding. So that the people we elect, for instance, in 2013, Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto came into office. When they came, they promised youth jobs. They didn't give us these jobs. 2017, we had youth who were still singing Tano Tena. You ask a question, if these people promised jobs 2013, they didn't deliver. Then 2017, they come again, you support them. So the problem is not the government. The problem is you and me. We are the co-authors of our own misfortune.
Okay.
Yes, if you can just elect people whom we know can be able to bring change and a gigantic change for that matter in this country, then we are good to go. But as long as it is somebody who comes from my ethnic background, we are here to cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your last minute bite about the talk that you have there, tumekuwa nayo sahi. Then what do you think about the delegates who botched the Muso debate? Do you think in case they are elected, will they serve as well? Because they didn't like they got an opportunity to sell their ideas, but they failed to turn up. Or they complained that the amount of money, the registration fee was high. What do you think about them?
First and foremost, I was not informed about the fee, but I also must say that
it was 500 shillings.
But I must also say that as a leader, you must respond when you are called upon. For instance, if they didn't turn up for that debate, it is absurd and, of course, very sad, so to speak. But then they were to appear before the students and tell them the plan they have. However, they have been elected already. But this is now my message to them. Now that they are in office, let them work. And, of course, on Tuesday, they are going to decide. The fate of Moi University lies in their hands. Because on Tuesday, they come up with the second, with the chair, and, of course, with those other people who will be serving Moi University. But this is what I've been telling them. The spirit of pugnancy must just continue. And it will continue in the people, in the men and women who have got the wherewithal and temerity to take Moi University to the next level. Let them not be bought. If somebody comes and gives you money and asks you to vote them in, please take money. But elect somebody who can sit down and negotiate on your behalf. Elect somebody who can sit down and ask a question on your behalf. Elect somebody who can take Moi University to the next level, not only academically, but of course, politically, because without politics, we are doomed.
So, I was talking to Moses Tisa, the KUSO Secretary General, and also Muso Secretary General, yeah? So, thank you, Moses Tisa. You talked well, and I appreciate your concerns about the politics of Moi University. I was your host, David Kenneth, and this is The Bench. Thank you. See you next time.